Okay, I love that. Literally within a second of pressing record, I am recording. Okay, settings, just so I know. I'm on that lovely filter. Well, it certainly looked nice when I did the tests on the front of my van. NC 50%. I've also got the wireless mic inside the helmet, albeit visor is open at the minute. I will close that in a second. And that is now on the dynamic adaptive gain control, because it was still way too hot when it was just on the sort of mid setting on the AGC. So I've put it on dynamic, which is the strongest setting. I didn't like that when I tried it on the 360 camera because the audio was pulsing. So as soon as I turn right at this junction here, I shall close the visor, and then we'll get a proper idea of how it sounds. Excuse the dirty windscreen. It's pointless cleaning the bike at the minute because any time I come out, just gonna get full of crud again. Okay, visor closing. So that's the more realistic sound now of how I will be speaking when I'm away on my motorcycles. I might just crack the visor a tiny little bit, actually let a bit of air in. I'm fogging up like mad. I always wear safety glasses because quite often, especially with this Neo Tech 3, I raise the front of the helmet, especially when I'm riding slowly, and especially in the summer, which is about 2 weeks of the year here in Ireland. But I love lifting the front of this lid up, so it's just a good habit I got into to wear clear safety glasses. Only Amazon specials. But you know what it's like when you're riding in the summer and there's a fly or a bug or a little stone from the car in front of you comes up. Well, I don't need to tell you the consequences, and it bloody hurts on your face. You can imagine what it would do if it went into your eye. So that's why I wear safety glasses. Anyway, time to get back already. I've only just come out. Time to get back into the edit and see what the results of this are. I really like this colour profile from early tests. Obviously, I've got a lot more to do. And saying that, when I did test the camera with this colour profile, I didn't like it at 70%. I didn't like it at 30%. So it's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I'll take the one in the middle, just right, 50%. And I'm going to stop here because every time I ride through these on my videos, and I don't stop, I sort of get a barrage of, do-gooders, even though I know these roads like the back of my hands. But yes, that's no excuse. I should always stop at a stop sign and follow that highway code. Gorgeous day, but don't be fooled. It's absolutely bitter cold. And within the course of this ride out, I might even try that square sensor. Not that I'll be using it in this video. If you see me posting a YouTube short in the near times when you're watching this video, then you'll know it's worked, because that's all I'm going to do it for. I'm looking at the audio on the back of the camera screen. That's why I have the camera a little bit above the chin guard, just so I can see everything's recording and the audio is working. That stems from the days of using GoPro. Check, double check, triple check, and then you still get home and you've got no audio. So that's where it's come from. Again, it's good airmanship just to double check you're getting all of the footage, especially if you're going out on a tour or a trip which you can't sort of recreate. I mean, it's okay for me knocking about the doors like this, but that's why I have my camera where I have it, on my helmet. Okay, probably enough of me waffling on for now. This literally was just to see what that colour profile was like, but more importantly to see what the mic... Is it a Mic Mini these days, or is it a Mic 3? I think it's the Mic 3, isn't it? See what that sounds like using the Osmo audio straight into the camera, of which I've had very poor results so far. But then I've never put it on the dynamic gain control. So probably carry on riding in vision here, but what you're going to hear now is me speaking from the edit suite retrospectively as to what I think of it.
And of course you can hear straight off that the audio is still, in my book, it's unusable. and that is with it set on dynamic on the adaptive gain control. My previous tests, which I did a few days ago, were in automatic on the adaptive gain control. They were even worse. So it has got slightly better. Bear with me, because in the next clip you're going to hear, I'm going to introduce the lowest level of noise cancellation, just to see if that makes any difference.
The difference I have made this time is on the audio, not the picture, so I'm keeping the picture exactly the same at 4K 50, ultra wide. I have a burnt-in filter on, just because I'm going to start playing around with them and see if I can sort of make a signature look, just to simplify the edit even further so I don't have to colour grade. My initial impression of these burnt-in filters is gimmick, but do you know what? I'm only going to use this Osmo Action 6 for this. I'm not going to be using it for anything else I do in my life, because as you know, I have loads of cameras, so everything else is catered for. This will pretty much stay on the front of the helmet, so if I can make a signature look every time I go out and make a vlog on my bike, then I'm thinking that could save me a lot of time. I've just had a little twitch on the back wheel there with all these slippy roads. It saved me a lot of time in the edit, colour grading, and I'm all about simplifying the edit, maximum efficiency, and therefore ultimately creating more content. So back to the audio, using the Mic 3 wirelessly, obviously, into the mic, because then into the camera, because then the camera is totally waterproof. It's all sealed up, no little audio adapter sticking out the side with this system. And then my settings are -12 dB, which is the lowest you can go. Adaptive gain control set to dynamic, which is the highest. But on top of that, I've also introduced a bit of noise cancellation on the lowest setting as well. I also have the low cut on. Might be a bit too severe, I suspect, with all of these features added. I mean, it is nice to hear a bit of the road as well sometimes, but if I was motorway riding, believe me, you'd definitely hear the road. Anyway, as I am doing with all of these videos I'm churning out at the moment, these are only initial tests, just until I find the sweet spot. I do this with every single camera I get my hands on, whether it be work or for my YouTube channel.
So I'm really pleasantly surprised with the quality of the audio on this clip. Unfortunately, I didn't know this, of course, because I'm having to do this retrospectively until I got back to the edit. So had I known it was going to be this good, I then would have tried the highest amount of noise reduction on. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to do that today, but fear not, that will be the next test for the next time I go out. But so far, from the audio being unusable at the beginning of this video, I'm now thinking, yeah, I'll get away with that. It needs a little bit of fine-tuning and possibly a little bit more experimenting with mic placement with the Mic 3 inside the helmet. But for me, this is definitely the way to go, with the audio set at -12, the adaptive gain control on dynamic, and the noise reduction set on low. That's certainly the best audio that I've had from the wireless Mic 3 and the Action 6. So in the next clip, I'm going to revert to the audio again without the noise cancellation, so you can see how bad it was pulsing again.
Okay, back on board. I'll just close the visor. There we go. The audio I've switched back to, we're still in dynamic mode in the adaptive gain control, but I have taken out the noise reduction. Even though it was only on low in the previous clip, I have taken that out, so no noise reduction at all. I really do like hearing a bit of the ambient noise and therefore making it more real. I mean, after all, I'm going to all these lengths, as do a lot of us motor vloggers, to make it look like you're sitting on the bike, picture-wise. So the enhancement would be, of course, if you can hear a bit of the bike within the audio. It's always nice. I wouldn't say virtual reality as such, but you know, trying to give the person sat at home watching these videos the best possible experience of what it's like to sit on this bike. So that's what I'm trying to emulate as a content creator. I prefer the phrase content creator to an influencer. There's a lot of people over the last few days been calling me an influencer because of my knowledge about cameras. It doesn't sit well with me, that, an influencer. Influencers, to me, are people who chase freebies. There you go, I said it. And as you know, I buy all of this equipment myself. Oh, and it's starting to rain. And it's brilliant because I don't have an audio adapter stuck into a port on the side of this Osmo Action 6. It's all wireless, so I can stay out in the rain. The only thing which is going to get wet is me. Me and my soggy ego. I have, by the way, in case you're wondering about the other settings on this camera, I've locked I've locked all the settings down to manual. I've got an ND filter on, ND number 8, which is the new DJI ND filters, which are advertised when you buy one of these cameras. And I love them because they slip over the existing lens. There's no unscrewing out in the field or, risking getting dirt in on that sensor. Once again, massive apologies for saying that I didn't think this camera had a mechanical iris. It actually does. I can't see the point of it unless you're filming at night, because it's only like just over a stop of difference from f2 to f4 that it's allowing in. If it had a range like f2 to f11, oh my god, that would be incredible. But who knows what they'll release in the future. I mean, they're always raising the bar, they're always thinking outside the box. A lot of rain now. That's good. Might actually clean this filthy dirty windscreen on my bike. It would be nice if you'd be able to hear the rain on the mic as well. Maybe if I shut up just for a few seconds you might hear the rain. There you go. That's about as long as I can possibly stay quiet for. I'm still looking at the audio levels on the back of the camera here, and it's still looking like it's way over modulating. Now, of course, the microphone also has 32-bit float built in. I covered this in depth when I reviewed the Osmo 360 camera when that came out back in the summer. So I won't go too much into what 32-bit float audio is all about on this video. But you can rescue the sound. But like I keep harping on, I'm buying all of this kit. Did I mention I'm buying it all with my own money? I'm buying all of this kit to make my life easier, to simplify the workflow, to make my edit quicker, and therefore maximize efficiency, ultimately churn out more content. That's why I'm always in search of the Holy Grail. Back in the summer when the how dare I, that's sacrilege. When the DJI Osmo 360 came out, I thought that was the answer. I really did think that was the Holy Grail, a one-stop shop for just one camera on my bike, and then select all the angles afterwards in the edit. And of course, you can do that. And wireless audio as well, exactly the same as this. Still a bit hot, but the 32-bit float I was using. Yeah, the amount of time it took me afterwards processing the 360 footage far outweighed taking in 2 or 3 different camera sources. It took forever. And then you're not really sure, because I just find it very difficult scrubbing through all of the material looking for the sound bites or something which happened. It's just much more of a time-consuming process on a 360 camera. A lot of people are asking, rather than buying this Osmo Action 6, should they be getting a 360? The simple answer to that is no. The Osmo 360 is an effects camera, not an accessory camera, an effects camera. Amazing for 360 shots, because that's why they call it a 360. I've also found it very good for when you're chatting to somebody and you've got one of the lenses looking at you and the other lens looking at the person you're chatting to, if you're sort of doing an interview with somebody about their bike. Very useful for that. But other than that, just don't think that you can go off on a tour or a trip with a 360 camera. It will take you forever to process that footage, and it's quite heavy, demanding on your PC or Apple, because it does film in, well, you know, the age-old argument. They say 8K. It's not quite 8K. If you take the full spherical 360 shot, then it's 8K. But when you're spitting out a 16:9 shot, it's 4K. Anyway, I digress. It's all about the Osmo Action 6 today.
So there you have it. We have a clear winner. The previous clip, before the one you've just watched there, with the noise reduction set to low, is clearly the best audio-wise to date. Like I mentioned, I shall be doing a lot more experimenting with the microphone inside the helmet, but very happy with these tests, and that's why I'm doing all these tests, and I'll share all of my results with you, of course.
By the way, did I mention, if you're sucking up all of this information and you want more, I am going to stop at this stop sign, then please think about subscribing to my YouTube channel, because I'm always trying out the latest and the greatest when it comes to cameras. So it's trying to find the right balance actually within my YouTube channel, because, you know, as you can probably tell, I'm a bit passionate about the camera side of things, but I'm predominantly running a motorcycle YouTube channel, so I don't want to cheese off the nearly 20,000 subscribers who've supported me along the way for the motorcycle side of things. Now, I know some would say, yeah, we're here for you and not the motorbikes, and that's flattering and great. So to the motorcycle enthusiasts who've been with me along the journey, I do apologise for all the recent camera stuff, because I know not everybody's into this, and that's why I purposely putting out the camera stuff, you know, as and when I've cut it, and I just throw it on YouTube straight away. I will always keep that Saturday morning 8 AM slot for the wheelie faithful, by my core audience, and yeah, that's our slot, and the camera stuff won't interfere with that. Anyway, there you go, enough of me chatting. I hope you've been able to decipher what you came to this video for. Have a great week, everybody. Dave Perry, Really Good TV. It's a wrap.